Greetings and welcome to the Astronomy Picture of the Day podcast. Today's picture for January 25th of 2025 is titled Stardust in the Perseus Molecular Cloud. So what do we see here? Well, here we see a region of space where stars are forming, and this is known as a molecular cloud, and we see the dust area scattered around here. So that's all the fuzzy material you see there, which is what astronomers call dust. Now, it's not the same as dust that you see around a house. It's actually much, much smaller than that, very tiny particles. And the small cores of them can be things like silicate material or carbon materials. And then there is an icy mantle around them. But they're incredibly tiny, little microscopic particles that would be almost invisible, essentially, as compared to household dust. So how do they do so much and actually become visible on large scales? And that's because there's so many of them spread across large areas like this that allows us to see the actual parts of the dust that way. And what they do is they eventually block out the light from behind it. So you can see some of these regions are quite dark. And that's not because there's no material there, but that's because there are enough dust particles that no matter where you look along that area, your line of sight eventually reaches a dust particle. And essentially that region becomes opaque, not allowing light through. Now, as we move in toward the central region, we see a bright blue area there. The bright blue area is what is known as a reflection nebula. Now, that is also caused by dust, but it is dust that is being illuminated by a hot star nearby. So that region of dust around the hot star will then scatter the light from the star and will preferentially scatter the blue light, the shorter wavelengths, which give the reflection nebula its blue color. And that is present there. Now, further down below, we can actually see other regions as well where stars are forming, and we can see lots of things that the red emission, bright emission there is from what are called Herbig-Haro objects. And those are very young stars that have formed, and it is actually the jets of material from those stars that strikes material around it in the interstellar medium. So it strikes the dust and gas and excites that and causes it to glow. So some of those red portions are actually due to very young stars and material being expelled from them that causes the material around it to glow. So we see all sorts of that in this region where stars are currently forming. So something that our region might have looked like many billions of years ago when our sun was first starting to form about 5 billion years ago. So that was our picture of the day for January 25th of 2025. It was titled Stardust in the Perseus Molecular Cloud. We'll be back again tomorrow for the next picture, previewed to be Comet Tails. So we'll see what that is about tomorrow. And until then, have a great day, everyone, and I will see you in class.